Thank you. We have number 1.5, communication on the students who designed the holiday cards, and I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Trickett.
We did. Yep. It's okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Get the honor tonight to start kind of the holiday season off with a tradition here at the Wilson School District. Each year, students from across the organization are selected and asked to do different artwork pieces and or messages within holiday cards. This year, the high school was the school that was selected, and the students that are here to be recognized tonight are the 4 students whose either artwork, they're up on the screen now, or greetings were selected by the team. So each of our board members this evening has a copy of one of the cards, the 4 different cards that get published and sent out, and later this week, all of these cards will be delivered to all of our staff members and friends of the district all throughout Berks County. So today kind of marks the official launch of the cards, and then again later this week they'll be mailed out. So I have the honor to invite all 4 of these students up. I'd ask you to come through the receiving line here and introduce yourself and greet our board members. If you can come up in the order that you're presented, and the parents, thank you so much for being here in attendance. It's always great to see you as well, and thank you for supporting your wonderful children. And then you'll come through, shake hands, and then we'll go over there towards the corner. We'll take a team photo so we can post it on social media to honor you and thank you for all you do. Okay? So first up is Kaylin Rowe, again, 12th grade. Gianni Rodriguez. Ava Engelberg. And Emily Tippin. Okay, congratulations. So you're going to take that. Congratulations. Take that, please. Eva. Congratulations. And Emily. Congratulations.
Thanks again to the students. It's always wonderful to see such incredible talent in our school, and it's really gorgeous. I don't know that you would know that a high school student did that. That's amazing. Number 1.6, we're going to ask Dr. Damiani to share with us the high school program of studies.
Good evening. Sorry. Tonight, the high school program of studies is on the agenda for approval. Dr. Weber and his team work very hard every year to maintain and update this document, which at its core empowers students and families to map out their journey through high school and beyond. The program of studies outlines graduation requirements, academic programming, and a diverse range of course options in a variety of subjects and levels. The approval of this document signals the start of the scheduling process at the high school and the middle schools, specifically in 8th grade. It is always one of the most exciting times of the year for their students and families, and you'll be able to see them out at scheduling nights in January, and it's always been one of my most exciting moments, just because everyone's really excited about starting the next journey, the next step of their journey. I don't know if it's as exciting for Dr. Weber to have to assemble all of that, but it's definitely a very exciting time. So this year, the document only had a couple of edits. The first was to include information regarding Wilson's profile of a graduate, which can be found on page 8. Along with the addition or rebranding of several course options for our students. To highlight a few of these, we're going to include 2 strings courses in music, which is new. We're going to be offering a remote pilot certification course in JROTC, which is pretty exciting. Kids can get your packages from UPS delivered to you via drone, which is really cool. AP Business with Personal Finance is another option, and we have some rebranding in ELA. So school publications is turning into media communications, specifically yearbook journalism, and digital communications is turning into the power of podcasting. So trying to capture some of the most current elements that our students are going to be confronted with. It's always an astounding opportunity to see the options that our students have as they move through all of our grades. So we can look forward to a great scheduling season, and with the program of studies ready to go, we can begin that journey. So I just wanted to take the opportunity just to kind of highlight some of the aspects of the program of studies and some of the small changes that we're making this year. But otherwise, the document is pretty much as it was in previous years. Any questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Damiani. I don't know that any school district in the county has as impressive of a studies options, program of studies as we do. I may be biased, but it rivals most small colleges, even some medium-sized colleges. So thank you. I know it's a tremendous amount of work. And the students and their families who came for the artwork, you are welcome to stay, but if you have other things you want to do tonight, we will not judge you for leaving at this point. And especially because we're about to have a fascinating presentation, number 1.7, of our 2025-26 financial and compliance audit by Herbine and Company. We are excited.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Turtell. I know most of you from along the way here, but those of you who don't know me, I'm the partner on the audit here at Wilson School District. Myself and Megan Thompson, who is actually attending her third grader's Christmas concert tonight, so I got the assignment. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just doing some quick highlights from the 6/30/2025 audit. We conduct our audit under two standards out here, generally accepted auditing standards, and also Yellow Book, which is looking at internal controls over financial reporting. So think cash disbursements, payroll, those type items. Our job is to obtain reasonable assurance that those financial statements are materially correct and then give our opinion on whether they are in compliance with generally accepted accounting principles. Happy to report a modified clean opinion. Your team does a wonderful job. I actually don't get to say this often, but from a journal entry standpoint, so that's when we come in as auditors and we give, suggestions on anything that needs to be corrected that's been during the year. The only corrections that were made were things that we are actually assisting the district with doing. So your team does a phenomenal job all the way down throughout the district. A couple of quick financial results. That's what happens when you're tall. All right, quick financial results. So the general fund did end the year with about a $200,000 deficit, better than we had planned overall, and that deficit was covered by committed fund balance. So the overall unassigned fund balance still remained where it was. Positive variances, so we still had strong collections in business privilege, interest rates still holding strong, and some additional funds in the Ready to Learn Adequacy Supplement this year from the state. Expenditures were 2.9% under budget. We like to see that under 3%. We consider 3% basically being a break even. So when you think about the size of your budget, coming in within 3% of your budget is a terrific job of budgeting. And most of that has to do with salaries, just open positions throughout the year. You start tacking on benefits on top of open positions, it's pretty quickly to get to a 3% variance. So total fund balance, your reserve, is about $35 million in the general fund. 25 of that is committed for various things, whether it be PSERS, increases, enrollment expansion, or some equipment purchases. And we do have an unassigned reserve of $6.5 million, or about 4.2% of next year's budget, which is above your 3% threshold that you have to maintain. So we're still in compliance with your policy, maintaining that 4.2%. Two enterprise funds we call out here. So we have food service and childcare. Food service ended the year with a surplus of about $235,000. So overall food service fund has we call it an adjusted reserve, but a reserve of about $2.3 million, or about 6 months worth of operating expenses. So food service fund's in a strong position. Childcare fund did have a loss this year. A lot of change in operations in the childcare fund. Just moving from some of the fee-for-service model, moving across, outsourcing. So we did have a loss this year, but still a strong net position there of about $1 million, which is 7 months worth of operating expenses. So we're still in a strong position with the changes that we had in the child care fund. Lastly, just some communications from us as auditors to you. So we had no difficulties performing the audit. Always good to be here. I know Mr. Moravich will have his little moment here in a minute too. I always love to see this time of year at the board meeting here at Wilson. No proposed journal entries, like I said earlier. We went through our key estimates that we review and no other reportable matters. So overall, a clean audit experience here for Wilson School District. Any questions? All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank Christine and her team. They do an amazing job. And I hope everybody has a safe holiday season. And thank you for letting us be a part of your world.
Thank you. We really do have an amazing finance team here at Wilson, and that's wonderful to have another clean audit. So thank you, Mrs. Schlossman, for your work and your whole team's work. Item number 1.8, we're going to ask Dr. Trickett to please give a presentation on the State Hill Road property.
Thank you, President Denny, and thank you, Chris, Christine, the entire finance department, and really all of our employees across the district for working tirelessly and committing to ensuring that we're doing everything to the standard of excellence when it comes to using taxpayers' money appropriately. It is a daunting task, and I think at times we kind of take it for granted that we have had very clean audits, but again, that's not done by accident. It's done by leadership and management, and constantly pursuing excellence. So thank you to everyone, including those that may be watching, who contributed to doing things the right way with our taxpayers' financial resources. So I'm here tonight to provide a conversation, an update to our board and to the community, those that are watching this evening, around the opportunity to purchase a property off of the State Hill Road in Lower Heidelberg Township, right on the border between Spring Township and as you drive out State Hill Road, Lower Heidelberg Township. So some things I'll be discussing here is, again, just recapping some of our enrollment trends, some of the things that we've been monitoring for the last 5 or 6 years, take a little bit of a high-level look at some of the developments that are continuing to be proposed and or under construction throughout our organization and all 4 of our municipalities that we serve. Talk a little bit about the plan and construction at Lincoln Park, and then really just highlight why we feel, why we're bringing forward a recommendation to purchase this property to set the district taxpayers and students and families up for success decades down the road. And then I'll conclude with our next steps and timeline. So starting with some of our enrollment trends that we're seeing, and again, this should not be new information. We've shown this slide and other slides very similar to this many times in public board meetings. It really just shows that the district is on a steady and consistent growth trajectory, that we continue to bring in families with children, which impacts the kids that we need to serve. That's part of the reason that the board has brought forward construction projects and part of the reason that we are actively building an elementary school at Lincoln Park. You can see here in the year that we're in, October 1 of 2025, we did realize a decrease in enrollment. Some of the most significant data there comes from a very small kindergarten class. So trying to look at another year's worth of data there to truly understand what's going on. Speculation and some census data supports it in regards to COVID pandemic and these kindergartners due to when they were born. But we're not really sure about private K right now. We're not sure about families who may have chose to keep their kiddos at home for another year, because remember, it's not mandated that kids come to kindergarten at age 5. So just trying to see what happens there as we continue. We do have demographic projections that we overlay, and that's what you'll see in the blue, an average of those projections. So again, steady and consistent growth. Historically, we're just a little bit under 1% growth per year. This map also should be somewhat familiar. It represents the area of the Wilson School District. The little items in blue are our current elementary schools. The pink dots represent density and population, specifically kiddos or houses where there's kids that live and occupy those homes. Then the colors represent different buildings and how we currently have those boundaries designated. And then probably most important to this conversation is the purple dot and the red kind of polygon shapes. So starting with the purple dot, that is the proposed site This property is located, again, like I said, right next to Kukusi Meadows Park. For any of you that have had kids grow up in this community and play sports or just going for walks along the creek, you'll probably have driven by this property perhaps maybe countless times. The items in red represent the construction sites that are either active or proposed. We feel as though we did a pretty good job capturing those sites. However, just as I was driving the other day, I realized that there was a construction site just with some relatively insignificant number of apartments being built, but one that was not even part of our study, one that were not aware of. So in totality, what's included in those areas is roughly 194 single-family homes and 1,602 apartments. You will notice that there is no red around what is currently the Berkshire Mall, because we do not yet know what is going to be proposed there. But again, that's another space that may or may not turn into some type of mixed use or residential construction. So that's what's coming. A little bit more about the property. Again, this locates it a little bit more nicely than my description. Right off of State Hill Road, Kukusi Meadows Park is right in this area. These are the softball/baseball fields. Oftentimes I see soccer being played on this area. The creek really separates the municipalities, with Spring Township here to kind of the south of this plan and Lower Heidelberg to the northern side of the plan. Again, you can see that it's approximately 38 acres. It's currently zoned A1. However, we are in conversation and communication with the Lower Heidelberg Board of Supervisors. We've presented to them publicly recently and have requested relief should the board decide to move forward with acquiring this property. I think it's important to note that we don't really have a plan at this point to build a certain school. I'm not bringing forward a recommendation to the board for that. It's really to own this asset, to own a piece of property that is in a close proximity to the density of our population of kids, off of a major highway. There's public water, public sewer here, all factors that really contribute to making a piece of land desirable to a public school district. Land is becoming increasingly hard to find, increasingly hard to purchase, especially when it meets the criteria that I just mentioned to you. This property first came before the board 4 years ago, and at the time, the board then entered into an agreement of sale with the owners. Over the last 4 years, we have brought forward 4 different resolutions to extend that sale, each time until the most recent was for a year in duration each time. Most recently, the board entertained and approved a 2-month extension, which expires at the end of January. And that's why I'm bringing this forward today, knowing that the time is getting short to make this decision. So in the future, should the district own this land, it gives us opportunity, it creates possibilities. If other land adjacent to would become available, again, future decisions could be made. If the board at that time would decide that a school would need to be built, again, there are no plans currently. We have active construction going on in a variety of different locations in the school district to build a school. So some of the thoughts that have gone into this most recent recommendation for the board to consider this is the economical planning for the future. Again, we have a sale agreement that's been in place for 4 years, and that dollar amount has not changed. It's still being offered at the same price. I talked about the proximity and density to our student population and their families. Creates flexibility for the administrative team and the board and most importantly our community in the future. Obviously, we look at bus runs. We look at how long our kiddos will be traveling back and forth, trying to create opportunities for community-based schools, and we feel as though this location would check most of those boxes pretty well. In the interim, whether that interim is 5 years or 10 years or however long that property would remain there, our plan would be to allow agricultural use and farming to continue, as has been done on this property for many, many years. There's a lot of benefits to our local, obviously our community and agricultural folks here in Berks County, but there's also benefits to the school district in that that farmer would continue to work the land and maintain and care for that land so that we wouldn't have to mow it and maintain it. So the recommendation tonight from myself and our team is that the board moves forward with this proposal, that we do bring forward a resolution to purchase this property at our January 12th board meeting. That gives the board about a month, to talk through this and think about the possibilities and conversations. It also then provides us with about 2.5 weeks to work with the landowners to ensure that we can establish settlement of the property to meet our contractual deadline with the family that owns this property. And that's my presentation. I'm open to any questions or conversations if there is any.
Thank you, Dr. Trickett. Item 1.9, Mr. Maravich.
All I have is the peppermint pig. President Denny, can you show everybody the peppermint pig so I know what we're talking about? That is our peppermint pig. I think this is at least my 25th peppermint pig. We're not really actually sure when this started. I think we were looking at pictures from the early 90s, at least from when board members were in the Reading Eagle breaking the peppermint pig. So this presentation, I'll start off with the description. In early Decembers long since past, while the quaint villages of Spring, Lower Heidelberg, Sinking Spring, and West Lawn slept quietly through the chilled and moonlit eve, legend suggests that a bit of holiday magic was in the making. The first dusting of winter snow gathered in the doorways of candy shops dotting Berks County. Behind the heavy wooden doors of those candy shops, tireless candy makers labored into the night over bubbling candy pots, continuing the holiday tradition known as the peppermint pig. While other times of the year might be known as for the Wilson Bulldog, this was the season of the peppermint pig, which was cast of hard candy similar in fashion to a candy cane and festive pink in color. And while the pig is honored in holiday tradition as a symbol of good health, happiness, and prosperity, these special peppermint pigs, unique to Berks County, came to represent much more. While the red-cheeked children laughed and rode old wooden sleds over fresh snow, and while church bells rang, families gathered for holiday dinner. After the holiday dinner, the pig was passed with each person in turn giving the pouch holding the pig a firm tap and remembering a matter of disappointment for the year past. However, with the sharing of the delicious broken pieces of peppermint, each person would instead recall a warm memory and share their hope for prosperity for the coming year. Wishing good health, happiness, and prosperity to the entire Wilson community.
Okay, so I was given this teeny little hammer, but I'm going to follow Ms. Cocker's thing from last year and use the big old hammer, okay? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have left some for you guys to break. Okay. While that is happening, I'm just going to say that for number 1 point, there's no public participation, and we did have an executive session on personnel matters. We are going to need to take a 10-minute break right now, so Dr. Trickett can work on a communication that needs to go out this evening, and then we will come back. So we will pass the peppermint pig, everybody can get their piece, and we will return at 7:45. Okay, hopefully. Thank you. Okay, the December 15, 2025 school board meeting is back in session. We're on item number 2.1. I am looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the December 2nd, 2025 school board meeting.
Schneider, so moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Do we have a second?
Cocker?
Thank you, Mrs. Cocker. Any discussion? Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to committee reports. Item 3.1, Ms. Ding.
So recently, the Southern Middle School held its second annual Minithon 8th grade Powder Puff game, where White Team won with a final score of 38-34. And good luck to all the winter sports athletes as winter sports officially begins. And congratulations to the girls bowling team for their championship win at the Icebreaker Classic already. The AP Environmental Science recently embarked on an electrofishing experience as they collected and identified over 14 different species of fish in the local watershed. They analyzed the stream's biodiversity and learned about different fish characteristics and adaptations. The members of the Leo Club hosted a successful blood drive last week right in this room. It was a huge participation from Wilson students and staff. Club International recently held an international food sale featuring baklava, chocolate chip cookies, tres leches, and hummus. All funds raised went towards aiding both Sudan and Palestine. 5 business owners visited Shiloh Hills, where third graders asked thoughtful questions about their ideas and interests. These entrepreneurs shared their experience and gave the students a behind-the-scenes look at their work. As well as recently, students from various clubs volunteered at the community closet hosted by Wilson in the lower house cafeteria. The event was very successful with tables full of closed donations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ding. Item 3.2, Finance Committee Report. Mr. McCray?
Yep, thank you very much. On Tuesday, December 9th at 4:30 in the pre-board room, we had, I would clarify, as yet another boring finance meeting. But as a VP of Finance at a local corporation, I can say boring finance meetings are what you want, because usually the exciting finance meetings mean something's going horribly wrong. So obviously, as our auditors presented, we had another clean audit opinion, and obviously, as was shared, that's not just a one-time event, that's the accumulation of an entire year's worth of work by Mrs. Schlossman and her entire team to make sure everything is done properly and right. And again, as has been mentioned, we're very lucky to have such a gifted team that takes such great care of the taxpayer funds year in and year out. So again, clean audit opinion, good for us. We also obviously reviewed the 2025-2026 budget in terms of kind of where we are to date. When we looked at that, our revenues were slightly down, primarily due to the delay of the state funds, which I think by this time have mainly come in at this point. Obviously, with the state not finalizing their budget, we didn't get those state funds as timely as we have in years past. Also affected to some degree our interest earnings because we didn't have those funds sitting in the bank. We didn't have as many funds to earn interest on, so interest was down. Interest earnings were down a little bit as well, too. That being said, expenses, while very consistent with previous years and the previous year budget, again, are slightly lower than maybe we anticipated. All in, we think we are kind of at about the shaving of about $1 million off our projected fund deficit for the year. So good news there as we look to kind of continue the budget year moving forward. As we look to 26 and 27 budget years, one of the things we're going to do later this evening is request approval of the opt-out resolution so that we won't exceed adjusted Act 1 index. In regard to that, as we look for trends for next year's budget, real estate assessment appeals, again, continue to be high. We're hoping that we're kind of hopefully at the end of that cycle and may again be actually looking forward to seeing a growth in our total real estate portfolio. As was mentioned in Dr. Trickett's presentation, as we look at proposed building in the district, You see a number of, large apartment and townhouse complexes for the future, which, in addition to the single-family homes, obviously project out towards student growth. However, I think if you look at those numbers, it was about 8 times the number of apartments and townhouses than it is single-family. So something to keep in mind in terms of trends that we see in our district. Finally, typically in February is when the governor gives his budget address, looking for what he's looking for next year. Seems like we just wrapped up a budget, and now we're going to hear what the next budget supposedly will have. Hopefully, it'll be done much more timely, in a more timely manner. But being that, if he does stay on schedule with a budget address in February, we will look to have our next finance meeting after that, because we can react to that budget, react to his proposals as we look to maybe begin further formulation of the 26-27 budget moving into next year. And that's my report.
Thank you. Item 3.3, Human Resource Committee, Mrs. Casper.
Thank you, President Denny. The Human Resources Committee met on December 10th. We received an update on hiring. As you'll see on tonight's agenda, you'll be approving a school counselor, an occupational therapist, and 6 long-term substitutes to support our elementary schools. Our administrators have been busy, and it's important to note that 4 of those hires just finished student teaching right here at Wilson. Mr. Bender also informed us that he has concluded his visits to all of our school locations to meet with our new hires, offering them a dedicated forum to gather feedback on their successes and areas for improvement so far when it comes to their onboarding and their first 90 days with the district. Additionally, Mr. Bender participated in a workshop last week that focused on diversity recruitment and hiring professionals for our school district. Information from that session will be added to our recruitment strategies. The committee also met in executive session to discuss personnel matters. And that's my report.
Thank you. 3.4, Public Relations, is Mrs. Troutman otherwise occupied, so we're going to have Dr. Trickett. Thank you.
Thank you. So 2 highlights under our public relations report tonight. The first one is Building Bulldogs. Building Bulldogs is our program for incoming kindergartners, really focused on helping develop relationships with families and ensure a transition that's successful as they go from preschool and or just being home with their families into kindergarten. Again, there's going to be a district mailing in regards to this particular piece, and there's going to be a larger parent meeting scheduled for, January 6th at 6 p.m. Thank you, whoever mentioned that, to get me back on track. I'm summarizing, not well. The second piece is Bulldogs Give Back, and again, I think our community is aware of a district-wide service project that we're embarking on this year. Last year, we kind of got this up and running. It's a direct reflection of our Profile of the Graduate, trying to instill in the values and understanding of kids of the importance of helping our neighbors and supporting our community. So this year, we're partnering with YVC as well as different outside providers and trying to just really encourage our kiddos to be a part of a big effort to help people that are battling food insecurities. So there, again, will be some additional information to compare already, in addition to what was already sent, including a postcard, trying to engage our community in a meaningful way. Just one example, if someone would be willing to donate $60, that would provide enough food to fill 5 backpacks and care packages for people in Schuylkill and Berks counties. So it's a really neat project. I know that there's been some links out there, and we're watching the financial pieces grow. We do have a plan to engage all of our kids, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And that's her report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Trickett. I think that's a great idea because it appeals to all the different ages, and it's definitely a need within our community. Are there any other board member reports? I have one for, did you have one, Mrs. Casper?
I do have one for BCTC.
Okay, why don't you do that, and then I'll just end with operations, because there wasn't an actual meeting.
Oh, wonderful. For BCTC, we met on Thursday, December 11th at the West Campus, and we started as usual with our delicious holiday dinner, which included roast pork loin with cranberry pear chutney, which was actually prepared by one of our Wilson students. We also had twice baked potatoes with bacon, sauteed green beans with caramelized shallots, and accompanied with one of my favorites, their blood orange hibiscus hot tea, which was like perfect for the time, for the cold and everything. And then for dessert, we had apple coffee cake. So it was delicious. During the committee of the whole, we first listened, as tis the season, to an update on the independent audit report, which was an 80-page audit summary, so lots of yawning. The major highlight, though, to report is that they did not identify any material weaknesses or any significant deficiencies in internal control over financial reporting, nor did they identify any instances of non-compliance material to the financial statements. We then received from Dr. Stauffer, who actually was attending remotely from the ACTE Career Tech Vision 2025 National Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. He gave us a report regarding the 26-27 cluster program maximum enrollment numbers by program, which included both campuses for dual campus program and dual multi-teacher programs. We also heard that the diversified programs and the horticultural program were officially removed for next year due to their low enrollments. Most programs for next year are at the 23-25 student max enrollment, and as of now, we have about 950 new students for next year, with continued waiting lists for the more popular program clusters like the communications, healthcare occupations, construction, and engineering and manufacturing clusters. In addition, we have about 1,500 prospective ninth graders. So BCTC is kind of bursting at the seams, and there was some discussion about expanding and building another BCTC campus. So more to come. Something we addressed that drew my attention as the chair of HR, we also approved for BCTC an HR compliance tracking software, which was really well received by the BCTC HR folks, given that it will support alleviating huge chunks of time with tracking things like Act 168 compliance, leave compliance such as FMLA, and annual clearance compliances. Something that if we don't have it, something we might look into as well here at our district. On to student honors. Congratulations to the following honors for our students of the quarter. Isabella Bartolone from 11th grade for service occupations. Nicholas Bean, 12th grader in computer systems, networking, and security. Michael Butcher in 12th grade, advertising, art, and design technology. Jocelyn Enck, 12th grader, also health occupations 3. Henry Flight, also 12th grader, culinary arts. Elizabeth Fortna, 12th grader in the horticultural program. Chase Frabel, also 12th grader, heavy equipment technology. Brandon Hefner, 11th grade, culinary arts. And Dylan Rosinski, 12th grader in HVAC. Also, the BCTC Education Foundation is sponsoring an exciting fundraiser for our student organization, Skills USA Music Lovers Raffle. They would love the public support. The prize package includes Apple AirPods, JBL Bluetooth speaker, and a 1-year Spotify subscription. The package has a $500 retail value. Tickets can be purchased online at the BCTC Education Foundation website. You must be 18 years or older to purchase the tickets. And the raffle closes on December 21st at midnight, and the winner will be drawn on December 22nd at 9 a.m. All proceeds will help fund the Skills USA educational experiences for our students. Some important dates coming up: the Skills USA District 4 competition, December 16th through the 17th, so this week. And then the Future Farmers of America Midwinter Convention and Farm Show competition is January 12th, 2026. Our next meeting of the JOC is January 28th at the East Campus, and that's my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Casper. Okay. So there was not an operations meeting this month because there wasn't a whole lot to discuss. But just a couple of quick updates. The Southern Project and Lincoln Park Project are both continuing, and if you drive by either of those spots, you can see the progress. It's kind of neat to actually see it turning into something. The Performing Arts Center project, the glass installation, is being put in, which is going to be the front entrance. It's going to be beautiful, and that's supposed to be done before winter break. We had the opportunity to be standing on the stage about 2 weeks ago, and wow, it is huge and it is amazing, and I cannot wait to see until it is done, and we are getting very close to that finish date, so it'll be really exciting once that's done. The gym floor in the high school and the bleachers were redone, and much like how Gursky Field was bright and bold after they redid it, now the floor is just as nice in there, and the bleachers. And I think when they open, they spell something, and when they close, they spell something. So something to look at when you're there, both when they're open and closed, but there can't be any students on it in order for you to see it. And yep, those are the highlights. So next meeting is going to be in January, and we do not have our 2026 schedule yet for committee meetings, but that will be out shortly, and I know everybody is very excited about that, and the new assignments. Okay. Do you have anything, Mr. Maravich?
Just briefly, I know this is an issue that we've been dealing with for a couple of years with the Sunshine Law change, and just so the board's aware, if you recall, right when the Sunshine Law changed about having the agenda up within 24 hours. The one change that's happened, if you recall, at one point we would have a section that would say any amendments to the agenda, and then you guys would vote on it. And then the Commonwealth Court said that really was an exception. Well, just in like 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court has now overturned that and said that still remains an exception, so that you can vote on the day to amend the agenda. As long as that a majority carries that, then that item can be placed on the agenda. So that occasionally, I think this board is pretty transparent, and that's not what they do. Things are on the agenda, but occasionally there is something that's maybe not quite an emergency, but is incredibly important, and it needs to be put on the agenda that day. It also kind of solves that problem of if you have a board that it's difficult to get something on the agenda or something's taken off the agenda by certain board members, there really wasn't a new procedure on how you get that on. You do meet twice a month, so it's not like it's just one meeting per month, but notwithstanding, I think from the standpoint of what this PSBA has championed this as being, they got this amendment, they got this into the bill as an amendment or a change, and then it was interpreted differently, so they're very happy that the Supreme Court's kind of honored their wishes. That was on behalf of the school boards, so it's back in, as long as the legislature doesn't take it back out. So.
Thank you. Dr. Trickett, Superintendent's report.
Thank you. There's quite a bit on the superintendent's report this evening. I'll highlight a few of the items that may look a little bit different. First, I'd like to take your attention to 4.3. We do have a pretty comprehensive teacher stipend list. This list contains, over 60 individuals. These are teachers who are classified as special education teachers, teachers who manage caseloads to support children, who are receiving additional individualized education programs. For years and years, we were trying to figure out ways to ensure that we were showing value to our team of teachers in this particular area. A lot of the things that they do, running meetings, having parent conversations, occur outside of the contractual day. And for years, we were tracking time, timesheets, and a lot of other paperwork added on to the work that they're already doing to meet the needs of their kiddos. So we brought forward an idea to the board to propose an MOU, which would provide some stipends for these individuals. Those stipends are broken into 2 payments, and this is the first payment of that proposal that was brought forward and agreed upon last year. So just proud of the work that we did here to continue to look at ways to show value and to create opportunities to listen to the needs of our employee groups, in this case specifically our teachers. We have quite a few hires under professional hires, as was mentioned before, so congratulations and welcome to all of these folks that are on the list. As also was mentioned, quite a few of these folks were currently student teaching, many of which in the Wilson School District, and they're going to be providing a variety of services, many in the elementary schools, to fill some current vacancies that are created by FMLA, but also just to provide some additional coverage in areas that will definitely benefit our teachers and our kids. So quite a few hires for the month of December. So again, just thank you to the support of the board and everyone else, our team, for bringing forward these quality people for the board's consideration. And there's a couple change of dates on there, some procedural pieces, including 4.9, which is just an effective date for Dr. Hart. That's my report. So it's broken into 2 sections, 4.8 and then 4.9 separately.
So I'm looking for a motion to approve superintendent items number 4.1 to 4.7. Thank you, Dr. Kennedy. Do we have a second? Thank you, Mrs. Cocker. Any discussion? Okay, this is a roll call.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yeah.
Mrs. Royer?
Yes.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mrs. Casper?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Looking for a motion for item 4.9 to request approval of Dr. Dawn Hart's effective date of her new position.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. McCray. Mr. McCray, I'm sorry, do we have a second?
Mr. McCray?
Mr. McCray, thank you. And this is a roll call.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Abstain.
Mrs. Casper?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mrs. Royer?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
8 yes, 1 abstain.
Thank you. Item 5.1, I'm looking for a motion to approve the field trips as listed below.
Schneider, so moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Is there a second? Dr. Kennedy, any discussion? Other than that, you want to go along on the ski trip, right? Yes, all the trips, yes. Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, these are going to be consent items. Item 6.1, a motion to approve and appoint our designated representatives to the PA School Board Association as presented. Motion to approve the appointment of Wilson School District's Chief Financial Officer and Controller as delegate and alternate delegates respectively to serve on the Berks Tax Collection Committee, Berks EIT Executive Committee. 6.3, motion to approve to appoint Mrs. Casper as district representative to the Joint Operating Committee of Berks Career and Technology Center for 2026 as presented. And 6.4, request to approve and appoint Dr. Kennedy as district representative to the Berks County Intermediate Unit for 2026 as presented. can vote on yourself. So a motion to approve consent items 6.1 to 6.4.
So moved.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with Mr. McCray. Mr. McCree tonight, for some reason, my mind, it's all that peppermint pig that I had. Thank you, Mr. McCree. Do we have a second? Mr. Hart. And this is a voice vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 7.1, motion to approve an amended agreement with Mr. Matthew Bender as attached. Do we have a motion?
Casper?
Thank you, Mrs. Casper. A second? Thank you, Mr. Hart. Any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item 8.1, request to renew the motion to renew the BCIU service agreement to provide technology services to the Wilson School District as presented. Thank you. Dr. Kennedy, do we have a second?
Casper?
Thank you, Mrs. Casper. Any discussion? Okay, this is a roll call.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Looking for a motion for 9.1 to approve the electrical work by HB Fraser for the tech ed overhead door at the high school in the amount of $1,534.72.
Cocker, so moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Cocker. Do we have a second? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Hart. Any discussion? This is a roll call.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item 10.1, request to approve the payment of bills as presented. Looking for a motion for item 10.1.
McCray?
Thank you, Mr. McCray. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree? Any discussion? This is a roll call.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Abstain.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 abstain.
Motion carries. Item 10.3, motion to grant permission to receive the financial and compliance audit report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025. Item 10.4, request to approve the financial reports as attached. Item 10.5, motion to approve the accelerated budget opt-out resolution for fiscal year 2026-27 as presented. The resolution states that the board will not raise the rate of the real estate tax by more than the Act 1 index for 2026-27 of 4.4%. Item 10.6, motion to approve the budget transfers dated November 13th, 2025 through November 30th, 2025 as attached. Item 10.7, motion to grant permission to submit 6 delinquent accounts to the Berks County Tax Claim Bureau. Looking for a motion to approve finance items 10.3 to 10.7.
McCray?
Thank you, Mr. McCray. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree? Any discussion? Okay, this is a roll call.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item 11.1, motion to approve the Wilson High School Program of Studies for 2026-27. Item 11.2, motion to approve an agreement with KinderCare Learning Companies for before and after-school childcare services for the 2026-2027 school year, and a Summer Champions Champ Camp, providing solicitor review and approval. Item 11.3, motion to approve the affiliation agreement with Surgical Institute of Reading for a clinical internship program for Wilson High School students, pending solicitor review and approval. Item 11.4, motion to approve a contract with the author Jordan Sonnenblick. Looking for a motion to approve teaching and learning items 11.1 to 11.4.
Schneider, so moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Second, Dr. Kennedy. Any discussion? This is a roll call.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Looking for a motion to approve the Keystone Star CQ1 grant funds. Thank you, Dr. Kennedy. Do we have a second?
Cocker?
Thank you, Mrs. Cocker. Any discussion? This is a roll call.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item 13.1, looking for a motion to approve the third and final reading and adoption of policies. Thank you, Mr. McCree. Do we have a second? Mrs. Royer? Thank you. Any discussion? This is a roll call.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mrs. Royer,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item 14.1, enrollment as of December 11th, 2025 is 6,331 students, which is a decrease of 3 from the previous report in November. Do we have any public participation on non-agenda items?
No, we have none.
Thank you. Do we have any other business from the board? Dr. Trickett?
Yeah, just quickly, just to circle back on the text message and phone calls. So we have a situation in Lower House that requires an emergency service of our heating system. That service is going to take place early morning hours. However, due to the time that it takes to get that building back up to temperature and the uncertainty of if that replacement part will function as it should, we felt as though it was in the best interest of our kids and our staff to close the high school tomorrow. That is inclusive of the upper house and the lower house because the students travel back and forth between buildings, and it's really not possible to limit all 2,200 students and just to the upper house building. So that, just wanted to provide an update as many of our families just received that communication. That does include the pool, and that will include second grade swim and any early morning activities that take place in the swimming pool. So just for a little bit more information, we're hoping to get everything back up and running so that we can send an update for any other evening and afternoon activities scheduled in that campus. So we just appreciate your flexibility.
And Dr. Trickett, will that still count as an instruction day for the district?
Yes, there will be no need to make up the day for kiddos. Heidi, no need to make up the day for seniors. And our staff will continue to work, so they're also okay as well. Yep.
So some of us are going home to some very happy children, and some of us are going home to some very disappointed children. Any other public participate, or any other comments from the board? Well, since this is our last meeting, I would like to wish everybody a very happy holidays and a wonderful New Year's, as well as to the administration, to our teachers, staff, and students, and look forward to seeing everybody in 2026. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Schneider, so moved.